Virusi vya corona COVID-19 ni ugonjwa wa homa na ambao ulipatikana mara ya kwanza nchini Uchina mwaka uliopita wa 2019 mnamo Disemba katika eneo la Wuhan na ambalo ni soko kuu la kuuza vyakula vya maji. Ni uchunguzi na ambao ulifanyiwa na mamlaka ya Uchina na kuna watu ambao walipatikana na virusi hivyo pamoja wakiwa na wanabiashara wa soko hilo, wanunuzi na watu wengine ambao walikuwa wameenda matembezi kwa soko hilo la Wuhan. Baadaye hilo soko liliweza kufungwa mnamo Januari mwaka huu. Dalili za ugonjwa huu wa corona ni uchovu mwilini, joto mwilini, kukohoa, kuumwa na mwili wote, maumivu ya kichwa, kupata ugumu wa kupumua, maumivu ya kifua na mengineo. Virusi hivi vya corona hukaa kwa hewa kwa muda wa masaa 3. Masaa 4 hukaa kwa kopa, masaa 24 hukaa kwa mbao na kwa plastiki na chuma hukaa zaidi ya masaa 72. Virusi hivi huenezwa kwa kukaribiana na kwa hivyo ni vyema kuweka umbali kutoka kwa mtu hadi mwingine na pia kuzingatia usafi wa hali ya juu sana. Kwa hayo na mengine mengi, ungana nami MBOGO ndani ya Mwangaza TV ili nikufahamishe yanayojili kwa hii vita dhidi ya corona. Kwa upande wangu wa kushoto ni mkahawa wa PHYLLIS na ambao una umaarufu zaidi wa kufurika watu ili kuweza kujistarehesha. Lakini sababu ya janga hili la corona na mikakati ambayo imeweza kuwekwa, watu hawafuriki kama zamani wakati hakukuwa na corona. Upande wangu wa kulia ni ofisi za kaunti ya Nairobi na ambao watu hufurika ili kuweza kupata huduma mbalimbali. Lakini kwa sasa ingawaje huduma hizo zinapatikana, si kama mbeleni wakati Kenya haiko imekumbwa na janga la corona. Nyuma yangu kuna Macmillan Library, ni maktaba ambayo imefunguliwa kwa kila mtu ili kuweza kupata huduma ya masomo. Mbele yangu kuna mahakama kuu ya Kenya na ambayo igawaje huduma zake zinaendelea, si kama ile wakati hakukuwa na corona. Hayo ni baadhi ya mambo na ambayo tutakuwa tukiangazia katika kipindi hiki spesheli cha corona COVID-19. Janga la corona limeleta utatanishi humu nchini, huku kubadilisha maisha pamoja na fikira za wengi kuathirika. Pengine una maswali mingi kuhusu maradhi haya ya corona. Yalitoka wapi? Lini? Yaliletwa na nini? Njia za kujikinga ama athari ambazo maradhi haya yameleta? Ungana nami MBOGO ni kupashe hatua baada ya nyingine kuhusu chanzo cha corona. Na kwa ufafanuzi zaidi, tunaungana naye Board of Chairperson Bagathi Hospital George Asewe atujuze mengi kuhusu chanzo cha corona. Karibu sana, thank you so much for your time. Kindly introduce yourself.
Asante sana, PHYLLIS, and good evening viewers. My name is George Asewe. I'm the board chair of Hospital Board of Management, Bagathi Hospital here in Nairobi. And as everybody knows, this is the epicenter whereby most of our coronavirus patients are actually residing. Now, that being said, I want to thank our frontline workers. They've done a fantastic job. And also, my CEO, Dr. Mutahi Lois, who actually, together with our staff, hospital management team, are doing a fantastic job. And as you can all see, Bagathi has a new facelift. Now, that being said, we want to kind of get to what corona is. I might not say it in Swahili, but I'll try to say it as much as in Swahili as I can.
Okay.
Corona virus is an infectious disease created by the newly coronavirus or COVID-19 that has sent the whole world to the corner, or rather has caused the world pandemic.
Where did it originate from?
Corona ilitoka mjini wa China in a market, kwa wholesale market yeah, seafood. And in this wholesale market of the seafood is called zoonotic, in the sense that there's an assumption that the bats passed the virus to humans in December 2019 in a place called Wuhan, China.
Dalili za ugonjwa huu ni kama uchovu mwilini, joto jingi mwilini, ungumu wa kupumua na mengine. Virusi hivi vya korona huweza kukaa kwa hewa kwa masaa 4, masaa 24 kwa kopa, masaa 72 kwa chuma au plastiki. Shule ziliweza kufungwa na kanisa pia hazikusazwa nyuma, ingawa nyingi zilikuwa zimeweka mikakati ya kufuatwa ili kupigana na janga hili, na hadi sasa kanisa zimebaki wazi. Kwa jengo nyingi, njia za kurahisisha usafiri kutumia lift zilifungwa, ikiwa njia moja ya kukinga kuenea kwa virusi hivi. Sekta za uchukuzi pia ni nyingine ambazo ziliathirika, maana kutoka watu 14 sheria ilitoka wasafirishe watu 8 ili kuweka umbali. Sasa ile imebaki ni kuvalia barakoa, kunawa mikono na maji mingi, kuweka umbali, usafi wa hali ya juu sana.
What are the causes of corona? What causes corona?
What causes coronavirus? You know, corona is a virus from family of viruses. And what causes corona, as we know in SAR, in English, is called an acute kind of lung disease infection, and also MER, that actually, when you think you have corona, there's cold, there's running nose, there's sore throat, and there's tiredness on your joints. So that is actually in a cause corona.
Can you kindly explain the possible ways of transmission?
The ways of transmission of corona is way by shaking hands by a person who is infected. It's also by touching surfaces on people who've actually sneezed and coughed, and this is why probably we prefer to make sure that you cover your mouth when you cough. And is also through body fluids, and also kind of, if you will, staying close to each other without wearing masks and stuff like that. So, and that's just among others the things that causes corona, as we know it. Yes.
Does corona have age limits, or it can be transmitted to anyone?
No, corona doesn't have any age limit. Young people, old people, all get corona. And especially the young and the old, they have a lower immune system. And when they get the corona, they get it more severe than anybody who has no underlying causes. And underlying causes means whether it's terminal diseases like cancer, diabetes, and all kind of stuff that actually are more kind of in danger, more than somebody whose immune system is strong and who actually is more healthier. Now, some people recover. It's not a death sentence, and some people don't recover.
And you, as a doctor, have you seen corona changing people's lives?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, lives have changed, not only in Kenya, but all over the world. It has changed the way people actually relate to each other in way of social distancing. It's changed in way, and especially we as Africans, who are very proud of Africans, shaking hands. We don't shake hands no more. So I'm not sure that that's a good or a bad thing, but also it has just changed the way we do business. Now, we always say that what has been will be, and there's nothing new under the sun. These viruses have been there since time immemorial, but it's not how we handle it, on how we come out of it. And I want to thank our government, honestly, through our president, who took an early warning sign, which I think has saved a lot of lives compared to, as we know, other countries. And within the East African country, we know we've lost a head of state, and our condolences at the same time. But again, the steps that our government took through our able minister, Honorable Mutahi Kagwe, speaks volumes.
What should be done to curb the spread of COVID-19?
Thank you for that question. First of all, there's what you call testing. Testing, you go testing to know what your situation is in respect to corona. And this helps because there's an early detection, then it's taken care of early enough to curb that spread. Number two, there's awareness that probably if you come from an infested coronavirus area, you definitely must go for isolation or quarantine, whichever comes first, so that you don't spread it. and I applaud the Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, whom we hosted here at the Camry. When he went, he thought that he was exposed with the outbreak in the State House, and that's what leaders should do: lead by example. He went down and he was tested, and he's corona-free. Are witnessing the certificate. So we're also urging everybody else to follow that channel. And also the president tested as a matter of fact. So I think they've done a great job in committing and understanding the devastation of this kind of virus that can, if we are not careful, wipe out the entire human race.
And what are the measures that should be followed to curb COVID-19?
Number one, to curb COVID-19.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Now, first of all, people got to wash their hands as oftenly as they can with soap and warm running water, number one. Number two, if you cough, sneeze, please use a tissue or cover your mouth and then eventually dispose that tissue at a safe disposable unit. And then number three, we avoid shaking hands, all right? And then number four, I talked about awareness. If you don't feel right, go right away to be tested and then either quarantine yourself or isolate yourself. Now, it's not a death sentence. People make it, but the earlier the better. So I think those are some of the things that if we take into consideration, I think we'll do better. And I know with time, at some point, it's going to go down.
Okay. There's these terms that I would like you to explain to us. That is isolation, test, trace, and quarantine.
And quarantine.
How do you go about it? Yeah.
Now, first of all, if you've been exposed, you go on a quarantine, which takes about 2 to 14 days, as we know it. And then at this point, that's when the virus shows up. But if it doesn't, then actually, okay, you're a free citizen, and you can carry on with your normal business. Now, if it does show, you go to isolation. Isolation is a unit whereby now you're confined because the symptoms are prevalent and symptoms can be seen that you do have that. So you go to isolation. So isolation is basically isolating yourself from the populace so that you don't infect or you don't become a super spreader. Okay? Now, you also asked about trace.
Yes, trace.
Yeah, this is what we call trace, trace contact. I think the old school of we call it a spy or an investigator, where you've been before you got the virus. So we trace contact the people that you came in contact with to alleviate or even to reduce the risk of spreading that virus further. Now the Google now, they've gone technology called Way, which I think Kenya maybe very soon we might. But we use what we have, and I think the government has done a pretty good job, whereby we do a contact trace, and then test everyone, and then isolate who has it, and then kind of try to treat with what is there in terms of a lot of rest and fluids until you recover. So trace is the contact whereby you get people who've been in contact with you before you got the virus.
Okay. Now we move to quarantine.
Yeah, now quarantine. Yes, I know I talked about quarantine. Quarantine actually becomes before isolation.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
For instance, if I came from Wuhan, China, and I come to Kenya, then is my responsibility to go for quarantine. Why? Because the place I was exposed to the virus. So in the process, it takes 2 to 14 days to determine whether I have virus or not. Now, if I don't need to go to isolation. If I do, then I go to isolation. Now, a lot of people, and you've heard in the news in the past, when Corona was just in the March, when it came to Kenya sometimes in April, they came from Italy, and one famous bishop, and just went ahead his business as if nothing happened. That's a super spreader, and those are the things we need to avoid.
And what are the possible signs that will make you know that one is infected with COVID-19?
First of all is running nose, coughing, sore throat, tiredness, and a lot of other things. But however, now there are some complications that there are people who are symptomatic, who really doesn't show whether they do that or not. But again, it boils down to what we call personal responsibility, whereby you quarantine yourself and take measures so that you don't spread it to others. Yes.
What advice will you give to people there out to prevent COVID-19?
Number one, personal responsibility. Please wear your mask. Number two, keep social distance. Number three, wash your hands, sanitize as often as you can. Number four, if you sneeze, cough, please cover your mouth with an elbow. Last but not least, let us not reinvent the wheel. We've seen what has happened in the Western countries. So let's not go that way. Let's learn from them. And to be honest, I again applaud our citizens who are doing a pretty good job with a lot of difficulty to try and contain. Now, for the non-believers, because we have a lot of people who are not believing that there's corona. I'll tell you the news. There is corona, and it is real. You really don't have to witness somebody dies for you to believe that. It's a tragedy. So let's try what we can, and if we do, we shall win this fight. Now, that being said, I also want to add that this Mbagathi hospital is the epicenter. We put everything into place. We have a gate that nobody uses, only the corona patients on that side. We are constantly observing what we need to do to avert or avoid the spread of COVID-19. So Mbagathi is a safe hospital to come to. It is very safe. So let's continue with our underprivileged society in this community that we love. This is your hospital. Come for treatment. And I will also add that we treat 1,000 patients a day. More than Nairobi Hospital, more than Kenyatta Hospital. And we do it so effectively, and they are all satisfied. Whoever doubts, please keep coming to Mbagathi, and we are committed to you to do the best that we can to support life and decency in treatment in this society.
And if I may ask, what are your doctors following, which measures are your doctors following while treating corona patients? Well,
first of all, I know I want to heap a lot of praise to our doctors and nurses, honestly, and janitors on the risks they take every day for the job that they love. As we all say, normally this is a calling. I don't know whether I can do it, to be honest with you. They take precautions on what they do. They basically have the PPEs, which the government has fully supported, and we applaud that. They follow all the procedures, washing their hands. We have safe doors whereby the doctors kind of follow, and they have their private showers, and everything that they wear before and after is sanitized. So they're following the international standards recommended policies, if you will, to stay away from infections. And again, we tell them congratulations, and we are proud of the job you guys are doing.
I think if you may talk to somebody there out watching you right now, there are so many patients who have recovered, but when they go out at their home, they are isolated. Can they give an advice to?
Well, this advice I'll give to the patients who've been blessed, and many of them have been blessed, they've recovered.
Very true.
It is not the end yet. The virus is still there. You can still be reinfected. So what am I saying? Please continue observing, and I hope you learn from the tragedy that made you safe. So spread the message, observe it yourself, and highlight personal responsibility, because it ain't over until it's over.
As we move on, how is coronavirus affecting lives of people socially, economically, health-wise? Yeah.
Yes, thank you for the question. Definitely it was a pause in respect to economy all over the world, and actually it's not only in Kenya. From the origination in Wuhan, China, of course the economy is down. In the United States the same, in Britain the same. So there's what we call domino effect, and most of these are big brothers who actually help and do business with Africa. Definitely we've suffered. I think we are the hit. We are in the third world. I think is worse in the sense that our economies are not anywhere to be compared with the Western economies. Now, if it's going to school, of course, school children too are affected. However, to me, I don't really mind that until it is safe, because even if a kid delays a year, so what? So that we keep safety. And I like the way the ministry is handling this, assessing the situation day by day, and also opening gradually. Like we just don't boom, and then everybody else will suffer, being that the Nairobi is the epicenter. I also like the idea, especially that our clubs, everything stopped, kind of put a pause so that it could not affect people with the COVID. Because after all, if we defied this, and I'm not going to name the countries, people are dropping like flies.
Sure.
And I think that's the least of the worries at this time. And I think after this, it's just going to pick up again.
And you have the hope with the government that it will be able to contain the virus?
I do have confidence. Now, you know, this virus is across the board. Whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you live anywhere in the world, you can't escape it. So it's probably against towards the WHO standards, which our government has incorporated very well. And really, if you look at it, it could have been worse. So yes, I'm confident, and the leadership is doing everything that they can, and we will be there. Whatever has a beginning must have an end.
Okay. Ni katika kaunti ya Nairobi, moja kwa moja tukiangazia nguzo 5 ama 5 pillars ambazo zimekuwa zikiathirika na janga hili la corona, ikiwepo jamii, uchumi, dini, elimu na afya. Utakuwa ukiungana nami Wanjiko Mbogo kwa kukuletea makala haya ya COVID-19 katika runinga ya kuaminika Mwangaza TV.
Unatazama Mwangaza TV, tumaini lako.
Kipindi hiki kimeletwa kwako na Jewel Purified Drinking Water.
Je, ungependa kunywa maji safi na yenye ladha msimu huu ambao kuna tahadhari